Persecution is raging across Nigeria and many other areas of the world. I am joined today by Brad Brandon, CEO of Across Nigeria. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Glad to be on with you, Billy.
Well, I'm glad to have you on. You know, Nigeria is a nation that we have talked about a lot here at CBN News, and it's important to continue to talk about because I think a lot of people, particularly in the Christian church in America, do not realize the extent of the persecution happening there in Nigeria. Before we get into some of those details, for those who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about Across Nigeria?
Yeah, Across Nigeria has basically two focuses. One is to help the persecuted church in northern Nigeria. And if you're not familiar with what's going on in northern Nigeria, it is right now the most dangerous place to be a Christian. So more Christians were killed in northern Nigeria than anywhere else in the world. In fact, not by slim margins either. Last year, 70% of all the Christians martyred in the entire world, 70% of them were killed in northern Nigeria. So the numbers are staggering. And already this year, there's been over 7,000 Christians that have been killed in northern Nigeria. So Across Nigeria works in those areas. I spend most of the year in northern Nigeria helping persecuted Christians. We have a refugee center. We help people restart their lives after, losing family, losing everything because they became a Christian. The other side to our ministry is that we also reach Muslims with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we do that through our schools. We have schools that cater to Fulani Muslims. Fulani Muslims are of the most illiterate children in the entire world. So we're trying to change that. We also help them with food and medical opportunities, things like that, anything we can do to show them the love of Christ. So those are the twofold focuses that we have here at Across Nigeria.
This week on Christian World News, persecution in India, how a new law is targeting Christians and shutting down their efforts to share the gospel online. Plus, revivals in South Carolina. Meet the evangelist who's setting up tents, preaching the word, and baptizing the saved. And the doll doctor, the young entrepreneur who fixes up well-loved toys. See how she's spreading love throughout the world, one doll at a time. And welcome everyone to Christian World News. I'm Wendy Griffith. India's new anti-conversion law is making it harder for religious minorities to share their faith. The Freedom of Religion bill specifically targets digital media. Supporters claim it protects religious rights and maintains social harmony, but critics say it stifles free speech and targets Christians. Gary Lane has more.
In Uttarakhand State, India, an amended law has expanded restrictions against sharing one's faith in person to include digital communications, online and via phones. Global Christian Relief CEO Brian Orme believes this sets a precedent.
It is alarming, and I would say it's definitely one of the most restrictive laws we've seen. It's targeting anyone who speaks out on to convert or share their faith.
Christians in India are still trying to understand the law's implications.
It could mean anything from sharing your testimony, sharing a Bible verse, talking about your own faith could be seen as heralding yours better than others, and you could be arrested without any other proof beyond that.
Many pastors and evangelists are responding by removing their online content.
They're scrubbing their YouTube channels, they're pulling down social media, and many of them are even contemplating whether they need to leave the state.
The revised digital anti-conversion law prohibits acts that could be seen as enticing individuals to leave the Hindu faith.
It includes like any kind of like easy life that you're giving them, any kind of benefits whatsoever. So it could even be like giving a meal to someone who's hungry in the name of Christ, or even just giving a meal at all. But being a Christian organization could put you at risk completely for forced conversion.
Reportedly, individuals arrested and charged with violating the law are presumed guilty until proven innocent, rather than innocent until proven guilty. Orme suggests that makes it difficult for Christians to avoid conviction. Penalties range from fines of up to $12,000 to imprisonment of 3 years or even life.
Now let's talk about the latest crackdown in China. Chinese authorities are going after Christians. 30 pastors have been arrested. They belong to the Zion Church. This is an unregistered Christian group in China. Their leader was taken from his home last week. No lawyer has been allowed to see him. The Zion Church is not approved by the Chinese government. Officially, in fact, China is an atheist nation. They say there's freedom to practice your religion. But of course, conditions apply. It has to be approved by the Chinese state. There are 5 state-recognized faiths in China. Catholicism is one of them, but it is controlled by a government body. In the rest of the world, bishops are elected by the Vatican. But in China, they are picked by the Communist Party. This is part of a wider policy called Sinicization. It means religion must follow Communist Party values. And this crackdown is just the latest example of how far China is ready to go to impose these rules on its people.
30 pastors have been detained in China. Their crime, preaching without the Communist Party's permission. Last week, Chinese authorities raided homes across 6 provinces. Their target, the Zion Church Network, one of the largest unregistered Christian groups in the country. Pastors were arrested in Beijing, Guangxi, and 4 other provinces. Among them, the church's founder, Pastor Ezra Jin Mingri. He was taken from his home in Bihai. The charge, illegal use of information networks, a vague accusation that carries a maximum sentence of 7 years. Zion Church is what China calls a house church. It's not registered with the government. It operates independently, and that's the problem. Under Xi Jinping, loyalty to the Communist Party comes first, even in matters of faith. China's constitution technically guarantees freedom of religion, but critics say the government is rewriting that promise. They call it Sinicization, reshaping religion to fit Communist Party ideology. In practice, this means all clergy must pledge allegiance to the party. Their sermons must not challenge its authority.